Hong Kong, West Kowloon. Kowloon is a place you've probably all heard of. This is Hong Kong. Gives me an excuse to drink a beer. Here I am at the infamous Chungking Mansions, experiencing culture shock. Finally, I get the chance to try jollof rice. And while I was there, I met people from many different countries, and I thought he might be ready to swing on me. Anyhow. Wow, it's really crowded on this train. They don't really mark the streets here and the addresses here very well. It can be quite tricky to find where you're trying to go. Now check this out. This is my Hong Kong hotel room. We're here at the Guangzhou East station right now. I bought my ticket online, I booked it online, but I've got to come over here to print it out. And I guess if you didn't read Chinese, this could be a little tricky, but this is the ticket that I bought. So just have to wait in line and go up to the window, show your passport, and they'll print out your ticket for you. Well, here's where we go to board. I already found my train on there, so just follow the orders. Again, it is all in Chinese, so I'm kind of surprised they don't have English, being how international this area is. But you could always ask, and anybody would be willing to help you. It would get kind of annoying to always have to ask, though. And here we are. Once you get through the security check, you just come up here to this big waiting area. And thank God they have bathrooms up here, because I don't want to embarrass myself by being a grown man wetting myself, but this is borderline emergency. Here it is, y'all. The train to Hong Kong. We'll be there in about 2 hours or so, roughly. I expect a comfortable and smooth ride. Here we are, Hong Kong, West Kowloon. Kowloon is a place you've probably all heard of. And what you may not know is it's the most crowded and populated area on planet Earth, which is a pretty cool stat to have. Always hold the handrail. Nope, I'm not holding it. I'm a rebel, guys. I'm not gonna touch it. Now, when you get here, it's basically like arriving on an international flight into a foreign country. I mean, I feel like I'm in an airport right now. Health declaration, customs. Here we are in the Laowai area, the foreigner area. As you can see, like I said, it's just the same as going to another country. When you get here, you got to do the whole deal. Immigration card, the whole thing. So I almost ran into a problem. I didn't even think about it. In my mind, I'm just traveling China, right? So I got here and I just suddenly thought about it. I can't use Chinese currency, Chinese renminbi. I have to use Hong Kong dollars. I don't have American money with me. Luckily, yesterday I stopped at the ATM and pulled out 1,000 renminbi, which is like 160 bucks. And I already had about $70 worth of Chinese currency. So I changed all that, so I've got enough to get through. But if I wouldn't have stopped at that bank yesterday and pulled out that money, I just did it just to have it. I mean, I usually don't do that. It's so lucky that I did that. Otherwise, I'd have about 70 bucks, which you got to figure, I still have to get a hotel, got to have a little money to eat. I probably could have got by on just having $70 worth, but it would have been very, very tight. So at least now I can get by, but that was a close call. But we are officially in Hong Kong, my friends. We are officially here. There's some mainlanders really speaking harshly to the worker. They're being quite rude to him. Now, to be honest, at first, this is a little bit confusing. For somebody who's not used to travel, I could see this being sort of a headache, but you can get through. You just need a couple minutes to figure things out and, you know, make sure you're getting on the right train. First impressions? this is Hong Kong. I haven't been here for a long time. And I specifically came to an area that's, someone describe it as seedy, a little shady. But there's a lot more of an international community over here. The chances of seeing some crazy stuff over here are a lot higher. So that's why I picked it. Another thing, I didn't book a hotel in advance. I just wanted to kind of stumble upon something. But I'm not sure if that was the right decision. We'll see. It would be kind of nice to have an exact place to go right now so I could just drop off my bags and get moving. I feel like this is going to cost me quite a bit of time. Look what I found. See, I don't have phone access because I'm in Hong Kong and my Chinese phone and internet cell phone service is not working. So I need to find Wi-Fi, and this place has it. So it gives me an excuse to drink a beer and take advantage of that free Wi-Fi. Well, when I went in to that bar, the Ina bar, it was light and now it's dark. And I needed the free Wi-Fi. I had to have it, otherwise the only way I could find a hotel is just randomly walk around and hope to find one. So I went in there, grabbed a beer. You know, you don't want to just be a freeloader and use the internet without buying anything. So I bought a beer and ended up sitting next to this guy who happened to be from Wales. And you don't often meet many people from Wales, and at the same time you don't often meet many people from my neck of the woods either. So we just bumped into each other and we just started talking, had a couple beers together, and what an interesting conversation that we had. What a nice guy. And that son of a bitch, would you believe, I tried to buy him the second round, and while I wasn't looking, he paid for it. He had to leave to go catch a train, and when I went to pay, I was told that he already covered it. So what a nice guy. Kind of sneaky, but that's one of the cool things about traveling, is that you meet people from all parts of the globe, and you can learn from everybody, and it's just interesting and fun. So now the new challenge is find this damn hotel, because I know the general area, but finding the specific building, I've got a feeling that it's not going to be as easy as it sounds. Here I am at the infamous Chungking Mansions. I'm going to do a walkthrough, see what I see. Nah, I already booked one. Thank you though, I'm just checking out this building. And this place, you can look it up. You can Google it, but it's known for being basically the United Nations of Hong Kong. People from all over the world in here. Hey, people from everywhere in here. Very interesting. I mean, already, I just walked in and I'm already experiencing culture shock. Hey. You wouldn't even think that you're in Hong Kong just by coming in here, to be honest. I mean, the diversity here. This place is well known, and to be honest, it doesn't have the best reputation. Everybody in here is being so nice. I'm having one of India's finest, a Kingfisher beer. And as a bird watcher, the kingfisher is an amazing bird, so that makes me appreciate this beer even more. And I'm in this place, and I've been told that most of the people here are like Indian, Pakistani, from Nepal, Bangladesh, and some random African countries. Hey, my friend, this old guy, he's got a temper, but he's a pretty good old guy. I am actually gonna get a haircut here. There's an Indian barber who looks like he can give a hell of a haircut, and I'm gonna let him fade me up. I need a nice, I like a nice tight skin fade. Just out of respect, I won't. Unless you want to be. Dude.
I'll hold your ass if you do.
Alright. Finally, I get the chance to try jollof rice. I've been trying to get this, and I got a place that made it fresh, recommended by some locals, and I can't wait. I'm about to dig in right now. I had a lot of plans for a lot of things I was going to do here in Hong Kong my first night. I went to that place, and while I was there, I met people from many different countries. Looks like the majority were from India, Nepal, Bangladesh, but also a lot of people from various African countries. And I stayed there until basically closing time. And I met a guy who was somewhat belligerent at first. His name was Michael. He's from the Congo. I was sitting at a table with different people. One guy was from Colombia. His family got their home from Pablo Escobar. I mean, I met some interesting people there tonight. And this guy, Michael, from the Congo, he seemed kind of cool, but he was quite belligerent. And he stepped up to me. He was saying that he met me earlier, and I told him I was from Russia, and he was accusing me of lying to him. And I thought he might be ready to swing on me. Hey, ni hao. Sure, Lama. And but I stood my ground to him in a polite way, and and I told him, So apparently Michael had met somebody that said they were from Russia who looked kind of like me, and I kept telling him, I said, Mike, I mean, he was kind of in my face, and this was a guy that he's not a guy you can just look at him and you can see he's not a guy you want to mess with. You know, he's big, he's very strong. And I said, Mike, I know you think that was me, but I'm telling you right now to your face, it wasn't me. And, you know, you can believe it or not, but I'm telling you, man, I respect you. And, you know, whatever it's got to be, it's got to be. And I thought he might be ready to swing on me. But you know what happened? We talked. And we finally ended up becoming buddies. He introduced me to a bunch of his other African friends. They were from various countries, Nigeria, Ghana, and other countries too. I can't recall all because I met quite a few. And we ended up having a meal together. I finally got to try jollof rice, which is a very famous African dish, which tasted so good. I don't know if I just got lucky or what, but this was an incredibly delicious dish called jollof rice. And Michael and I, we just said goodbye for like 5 minutes, and he was apologizing to me, saying, man, I'm so sorry I had you wrong. I said, it's fine, you know, misunderstandings can happen, and I was honest with you, now you know. And we became buddies. And to me, that was a very meaningful experience because, yeah, I'll be honest with you, there was a minute there, I thought Michael was gonna, like I said, I thought he was ready to whoop my ass. I wasn't particularly scared, but obviously I didn't want that. But the result of it is that he ended up with a lot of respect for me, for standing up to him and just not wavering, you know. And I think there's a deeper lesson to be learned there. And that lesson is simply this: don't be a coward. Stick to your guns, be honest. Even if it requires an ass whooping, you know? It's worth it. You'll have self-respect at the end of the day. Wow, it's really crowded on this train. Super crowded. It's pretty late. I'm surprised there's so many people. But again, like I said, apparently this is the most densely populated community on planet Earth. Apparently, that's what they say. All right, finally off the subway, looking for my hotel. I expected it to be kind of rough, especially considering I don't have cell phone service here, so I can't view a map. I did just ask a guy. Based on his appearance, I would guess him to be from Hong Kong, but based on his Chinese speaking, he sounded like a mainlander. He kind of helped me out, which I really appreciate. But they don't really mark the streets here and the addresses here very well. And there's just so many little roads and alleyways that it can be quite tricky to find where you're trying to go. Now check this out. This is my Hong Kong hotel room. Very small and simple. This place is about $40 per night.